In a deep, glowing forest where the sunlight slipped through leaves like golden ribbons, there lived a girl named Liora. No one knew exactly where she came from. Some said the wind brought her, others whispered that the forest itself had created her. But to the animals, she was simply their girl. Leora's home was a small wooden cottage wrapped in vines and wildflowers. The door was always open, and the windows sang with the sound of birds. Every morning, as the mist still hugged the ground, Liora would wake up to soft paws and gentle chirps. "Good morning," she would smile, brushing her long, silver-tinted hair. A tiny squirrel named Nib would jump onto her shoulder. A deer named Soul would wait patiently outside. And a family of rabbits would wiggle their noses near the door. Daytime was for warmth, laughter, and cooking. Liora loved to cook, not just for herself, but for every creature in the forest. She would gather berries, mushrooms, herbs, and honey, humming softly as she worked. In her little kitchen, magic happened. She stirred golden soup that made tired wings strong again. She baked soft bread that smelled like sunshine. She mixed sweet nectar that made even the shyest animals come closer. "Careful, it's hot," she would laugh as a curious fox tried to sneak a taste. The animals didn't just eat, they stayed, they played, they lived with her. After meals, the forest became a playground. Liora would run barefoot through the grass, her laughter echoing like wind chimes. Birds flew in circles above her. Deer raced beside her. Even the shyest creatures joined in. She danced with butterflies. She sang with the birds. She lay on the grass, staring at the sky while a bear cub rested its head on her lap. There was no fear in this forest, only trust. Because Liora understood them. Not through words, but through something deeper. A quiet connection. A bond of heartbeats. But the most magical time was night. When the sun disappeared and the moon rose like a glowing guardian, something extraordinary happened. Liora would step outside, barefoot again, her eyes shining. "Are you ready?" she would whisper. The animals would gather, watching. And then she would rise. Slowly, gently, as if the moon itself was lifting her. Her feet left the ground, her dress flowing like mist, her hair glowing silver in the moonlight. She didn't just fly. She danced with the moon. Up above the trees, she drifted through the night sky, touching clouds, spinning through starlight. Owls flew beside her. Fireflies formed glowing trails around her. Sometimes, she would stretch her hand toward the moon, as if greeting an old friend. And perhaps, it greeted her back. A fox. Then birds tapping on the window. Then more. And more. Soon, Liora opened the door wide. "Everyone, come in." The animals entered, one by one, filling the cottage with life. Wet fur. Shivering wings. Cold noses. But also trust. They gathered around the fire, close together. Liora moved among them, wrapping them in cloth, feeding them warm food, whispering softly. "You're safe here," she said. The little cottage became a world of warmth in the middle of a frozen forest. The bear curled near the door. The deer lay gently by the wall. Birds perched along the beams. Rabbits nestled together in corners. And Liora sat in the center, smiling softly, watching over them all. That night, something even more magical happened. As the fire flickered and the storm raged outside, a soft glow filled the room. The animals looked up. Liora was glowing. Not brightly, but gently, like moonlight. Her warmth spread through the room. The cold faded. The fear disappeared. The animals moved closer, surrounding her. And for the first time, instead of flying to the moon came to her. A soft beam of silver light slipped through the window, touching her shoulder. She closed her eyes. And in that quiet moment, it felt as if the entire forest, every tree, every creature, every breath, was connected. Winter stayed for many days. But inside that little cottage, there was always warmth. Always food. Always love. When spring finally returned, the snow melted, and the forest came back to life. The animals stepped outside, stronger again. They didn't forget. They never would. From that day on, the bond between Liora and the forest grew even deeper. She still cooked. She still played. She still flew with the moon. But now, every time she rose into the night sky, the animals watched with even more love in their eyes. Because they knew. She wasn't just a girl. She was their home. And in a world full of noise and distance, they had found something rare. A heart that belonged to everyone Red Heart Crescent Moon. The higher she floated, the quieter the world became. The rustling leaves turned into whispers, then into silence. The forest shrank beneath her, becoming a dark green ocean. Then, she touched the clouds. Soft, cool, like drifting through dreams. The moonlight grew brighter, surrounding her in a glowing silver aura. Her hair shimmered, her eyes reflecting the stars. "Hello," she whispered again. And the moon felt closer. Not just in distance, but in presence.